was fucking cool. It's Jimbo, baby. Tires are cold. You can't do that on a motorcycle. Like, I gotta tell you, and I know firsthand, you cannot do that on a motorcycle. How y'all doing today, guys? My name is Jimbo, baby, and that was a really nice G-body that just went by. As you guys can see, I'm in the Vette, and yesterday's video, the Vette was on a tow truck. If you missed yesterday's video, what I'll do for you is I'll put a little annotation on the top right of the screen, a little card, so you can go watch that video and you could actually figure out what happened. In a nutshell, the car just stopped. Like, it didn't blow up, so to speak. That was a little bit more clickbait than I probably should have made it. Then again, everything on the internet is clickbait anyway, so. Either way, this video, what I'm gonna talk to you guys about is what actually happened to that car, what went wrong, and also you're gonna find out how much it costs to fix that damn thing. Because obviously it's fixed. Like, I mean, I didn't record this before the car broke down. The car was fixed, it was taken to a Chevy dealer, and they fixed it. And I know a whole bunch of people in the comments already said, do you need a mechanic? The answer is yes, I need a mechanic. If you are someone that is qualified to work on Corvettes, or know somebody that is qualified to work on Corvettes, or someone that just knows how to work on these cars in general. Like, I'm all for the neighborhood mechanic, but I need security. I need to know that the work that's being done to this car, you know, it's going to stay working. What I do, which is making YouTube videos, like, I need this stuff working all the time. You know, like, I can't have these long periods of time where I just don't have my car running or it's up on jack stands. The shit needs to be working. Yeah, but let's talk about what happened to this car. But to give a summary of what happened to the car when it died, if you guys didn't see yesterday's video, basically what happened to the car was driving. We were cruising at like 40 miles an hour or something like that. It was just me and Joe. And we were cruising, having a good time. You know, a lot of people didn't exactly like what I did at like 12 minutes and 52 seconds of yesterday's video. But guys, I just wanted to address that real quick because I'm pretty sure about 90% of the dislikes on that video are catered to that. The minute I did that and pulled out in traffic, I regretted it. You know, I saved it and it was ridiculously reckless. I could never do that again. But yeah, like, I'm completely in the wrong. And if that's the reason that the car broke at that one moment, I guess there we go. But we were cruising down Veers Mill, just having a good time. It was the middle of rush hour. And as you guys, I'm sure have experienced, if you ever have to sit through a traffic jam, it will be during rush hour, or it will be in a time when it will inconvenience as many people as possible. Well, that day I finally gave my payback to all those traffic jams I had been sitting in, because the car stopped, just stopped moving. Like, it didn't even limp. The car stopped, the engine died, I couldn't crank it back over, I stopped right in the middle of traffic and held up everybody. And the best part was, it was a 2-lane street. Oh, people were mad. They were so mad. People were going by me, honking at me, you know, like, what am I supposed to do here? Like, I mean, tell me, exactly what am I supposed to do? My car, it doesn't work. Someone commented on one of my videos, I don't remember who it was, but they're just like, just went past you, I saw you broke down on Veers Mill. Y'all are quick, I gotta say, y'all are quick. I then called AAA and the car was towed away. We took it to the Chevy dealer and it was fixed. Now, what happened to the car? Well, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, what I hope wouldn't break, did break. I knew it was something with the ignition because the car would not turn over and the car was fine beforehand. And it was having trouble earlier that day, like idling, like once it started, but once it got going, it was fine. A bunch of people guessed it in the comments too, and I'm gonna take a random guess you guys know these cars. The number one reason you don't buy this car, like, I'm talking about, you go on any Corvette forum, and when people compare, like, because you know the C4 had multiple, there were different iterations, like the previous body style of the C4, the older body style, and then the facelift. And I even talked about this when I drove a 1990 Corvette from a friend of mine named Andy. Like, I mean, that was the whole subject of the video. You know, like the earlier Corvettes versus the newer ones. And I said in that video, I was like, oh, it's been nothing but fine for me. You know, I've never had any issues with it. If you guys haven't figured out what I'm talking about yet, it's the optispark. For all my viewers that don't speak Corvette, basically what the optispark is in this car, it's the distributor. But they called it the optispark. I don't know why it was actually called that, but the way it was designed was probably the dumbest design on an engine I've ever seen in my life. I'm sure there are dumber designs, but this one, you know, it's up there. instead of having a traditional distributor, you know, like that thing that sticks out the side of the motor and then you plug all the spark plugs into, that's what the L98s had. That's what all the previous motors in the Corvette had. Very easy to work on. You change the spark plugs, just go bloop, 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 take them off the distributor, take the spark plugs out of the motor, put the new ones in, bam, you're done. That's not what the optispark is. The optispark is probably, the optispark looks like a discus that has like little prongs at the end of it where you plug the spark plugs in. That's fine and well, it's just where they put it. They put this damn thing in the front of the motor, if I'm not mistaken, under the water pump. It's either above or below. I think it's below, and the reason everyone, you know, makes a big deal out of it is because the water pump has a weep hole, and water comes out of the weep hole and can drip onto the distributor, in this case optispark, and ruin your ignition system. Or say you accidentally drive your precious Corvette through a rainstorm, or you take it to H2O. Yeah, that's not a good idea. That thing is known to fail on these cars, and when you go on the forums and people say L98 versus LT1, which is the, you know, or LT4. LT4 obviously is a better motor. The LT4 is just a souped up LT1. But point is, when people talk about like LT1 versus L98, everyone always says, do you want to deal with optispark? When I bought this car, the previous owner, Ron, he told me, listen, I had just replaced the optispark, and I was happy. I was like, ooh, now I don't have to worry about it, you know? I'm sure, you know, knowing him, like, you know, after meeting him, I was like, oh, he probably put an expensive ass, you know, like, really nice aftermarket one or something in there. Like, I doubt he put the OEM one back in there. I'm sure the car is gonna run real strong, and I was excited. I was happy, you know, it was a weight off of my chest. Well, that car went into the Chevy dealership, and I got the estimate, and the guy read the paper off, and he's like, well, your optispark was faulty. Faulty assembly, or whatever the case is, but point is, the problem was the optispark, and the optispark fouled 3 spark plugs in the motor, so all the spark plug wires had to be replaced, and the optispark had to be replaced. All those parts in total, according to the dealer, cost about, you know, like about 850 bucks. You can get all those parts cheaper, I know. And when he told me it was the optispark, I was literally just about to say, listen, like, I'm gonna take the car back. Like, I can fix that. Like, I know where the optispark is. I gotta unplug a bunch of shit. I gotta take the radiator off, the shroud off, like a whole bunch of other stuff, like in the front of the motor to get access to it. But then something dawned on me that made me actually pay the dealership the money they wanted to fix that car. I said earlier in the video, and I'm gonna say it again, what I do, I need security. I got enough things to worry about with YouTube and everything else in my life. The last thing I need to worry about is the tool that I basically use to make my videos. So like camera equipment or my cars or whatever, they're not working right. My channel is based around driving this car and having a good time in this car, or having a good time in whatever else, and soon to be in a bike. I don't have the time, nor the expertise, nor the facility, or the tools to be tinkering around with my car. And if you say that to another car guy, it's kind of like, oh, well then you're not a real car guy, blah, blah, blah. Listen guys, not everyone has the time to learn how to wrench on a car. You know, I don't right now. This is what I do. This is what I do. I'm good with the camera, and I spend time with the camera stuff. I can't really spend a whole bunch of time working on the car. I need the car to work, and I need it to work well. It's one thing if I'm making a video installing something or whatever the case is, modifying the car, but just trying to make a video where I'm just trying to figure out a problem, you know, like I can't do that. I'm not the person to do that, you know, like I mean, and to be honest with you guys, even if I had taken the information the dealer had given me, they're like, okay, this doesn't work. I'm like, all right, then I'll replace that. God knows I would have fucked something up. There's a plenty of things I'd fuck up. So, you know, the thing is, I'd rather spend the extra money. It's like Amazon Prime. I'll spend the extra money every year or whatever the case is just to have a security and really a warranty. I'm paying for convenience. I'm paying for the fact that I know the service will be done quickly. I know that the job will get done. That's why people pay other people to do stuff. I also even asked the service department at the Chevy dealer, I said, listen, like if I buy the parts that I want you to install, could you put those on instead of like the OEM ones? Because, you know, you get OEM parts for a car, you know, it can be a lot more money. And he said, yeah, we can do that, man. But the thing is, they ain't gonna have a warranty. And that's scary because, you know, the thing is, this optispark, if it was supposedly installed, you know, right before I bought the car, that means it only lasted about 7,000 miles. Like, that's ridiculous. I don't want to have to deal with that, you know, thinking my car's gonna break. If they install the part, they give you a 12,000 mile warranty. So if they did install it wrong and they did fuck it up, it'll blow up after 4,000 miles and I'll take it back to them and then they'll reinstall it again. But it gives me oh geez. But it gives me that peace of mind that I know that if something does happen, I can take it back to them and they are forced to fix it. So, the ultimate question, how much did it cost to fix this? Well, that didn't end the way I wanted it to. I was gonna sit right here and show you guys the estimate and show you exactly how much it cost, but I don't know where the hell the estimate went. But I do remember what was written on it. Basically, it was the faulty optispark, and it was the 3, spark plugs that were fouled. The parts were about $850. The actual total with the labor included was $1,853. For what went wrong on this car, and I know all the mechanics in the comment section are losing their minds right now. I know, I paid way too much money for that. And yes, like my dad met me halfway on the payment because of like the freak accident. That was the only way I was able to pay for the bike, so that's where that money went. I was gonna try and go to a different place to get it done. There were a couple people I called, but the reason I ended up just taking it to the Chevrolet dealer and not dealing with it and just paying the ridiculous bill was because I knew that it coming out of there, it would be fixed. And also, it has a 12,000 mile warranty. So if they did install it wrong, as I said earlier, it should blow up after like 4,000 miles anyway, and they're gonna have to fix it. So I'd rather that be on them than anything else. That car is a huge part of what I do on this channel, and honestly, it just doesn't have time to be out of commission, and I really don't wanna make videos talking about it being out of commission. Anyway, to put a topper on this video, so to speak, if there is a mechanic around there, if you're out there, if you're watching my videos, if you think I drive like a complete fucking moron, which I do, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna say it again, like 12:52 or whatever time that was that I did that move, where I came out of traffic and came back in and almost hit cars. Guys, like I know, it was completely reckless. It wasn't for YouTube views, it was just pure stupidity. I mean, I'm glad I controlled it. I'm willing to argue I can drive better than the average 18-year-old. But the thing is, I know that I'm not like a professional driver, and there's no excuse to be doing shit like that on the street. Either way, I'm not gonna do it again, but point is, going back to what I was saying earlier, if there's a mechanic out there, someone that knows Corvettes or C4 Corvettes, left, right, up, and down, and you wanted to help me out, if you wanted to become my mechanic, I'd pay you, of course. Like, it's not like I'm asking for free labor. I'm talking about if there's someone out there that knows their shit that's worth my time going to. Please, man, email me. Just go to my About section on YouTube. You'll find the email address. Anyway, guys, that's it for the video. If you enjoyed watching the video, make sure to smash the like button for me. I got a bit of a rant video coming in the next couple days, and it's been something that I've wanted to do. It's been on my mind, and just recently, it's like, I gotta do it. Like, I've kind of had it up to here with this crap, and it's been annoying the crap out of me, and it has to do with, like, the whole automotive community. Like, it has to do with a bunch of automotive channels on YouTube right now, and it's something that's been pissing me off just so much recently. With that, I will see you guys tomorrow in the next video. Make sure you've subscribed and you've hit that stupid bell thing. That way you'll see my videos, and that way you'll see that rant video when it comes out. It's a big deal. Like, trust me, you're gonna wanna watch it. Thanks for watching. All you guys have a fantastic day.